What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. It's another day. Here we go. I'm back. I know I let you guys down back last Tuesday because I was having a few back issues and stuff, but I'm okay now. I'm okay, and so I'm bringing you down. No, I'm bringing you down. Sorry, guys. I'm bringing you this today. I'm going to be talking about, yes, Connor, it's that damn voodoo. And Liz, yes, I'm glad to be healthy also. Hello, Dizzy Barge. Calvin, hello. Saying hello to, I guess, I have some friends, I think, on YouTube that are watching right now. I want to say hello to them. It's Gloria and Nate. If you guys are watching, hello. Welcome to my show. So I'll be talking about the connections that La Santísima Muerte and Jesus Malverde have with the Mexican, I don't want to get censored or anything like that, but I am going to have to say it because it is something that has to be said. I want to talk about what those two have with the Mexican drug trade and stuff, like how these people use the Santísima Muerte and Jesus Malverde for protection, for hauling stuff to and from the border. So let's get with it here. Nuestra Señora de la Santa Muerte, Spanish for Our Lady of the Holy Death, often shortened to La Santa Muerte, is a cult image female deity and folk saint for the for Catholicism and Mexican neo-paganism. So, give me a second here. I'm trying to. Okay, here we go. I got it. Okay. So, she's associated with the healing and protection and safe delivery to the afterlife by her devotees. Despite condemnation by leaders of the Catholic Church and more recently evangelical movements, her following has become increasingly prominent since the turn of the 21st century. So, yeah, a lot of people back in the day, it used to be not about the hauling of stuff to and from the border, but it used to be more about sending your loved ones that are perished or perishing, sending them to the other side. But now most of the time people use her for their protection towards the drugs, like all that, when they're hauling the stuff, they want her protection and stuff, and they do all these rituals. So let's see who else is in the chat. Aka. I know Aka, that's your favorite subject right there. And David Heisenberg. Hi. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the show. So, originally appearing as a male figure, La Santa Muerte now generally appears as a skeletal female figure clad in a long robe, holding one or more objects, usually a scythe and a globe. Her robe can be of any color, as more specific images of the figure vary widely from devotee to devotee, and according to the rite being performed or the petition being made. The cult of La Santa Muerte began in Mexico in time in the mid 20th century and clandestine until the 1990s. Most prayers and other rites have been traditionally performed privately at home. Since the beginning of the 21st century, worship has become more public, especially in Mexico City. Not only in Mexico City, actually here in the United States, actually here more like in the border countries, like South Texas, the California, where like there's like Tijuana and stuff like that. But it is actually outgrowing into the United States as more and more Latinos come along through there. They are spreading out more. And Akash says there might be a Santa Muerte candle on my altar. Yes, There, the that might be true. And Nellie Jeff Pike says, "Hi, I'm here. Sorry, Mikey. Hi, hello, Mama or Mama." So, where was I here? Okay. After a believer called Enriqueta Romero initiated her famous Mexico City shrine in 2001, a number of believers in the Santa Muerte has grown over the past 20 years to an estimated 10 to 20 million followers. In Mexico's parts of Central America and the United States and Canada, Santa Muerte has a similar male counterpart in the American continent, such as the skeletal folk saint San La Muerte of Paraguay. Rey Pascual of Guatemala, according to R. Andrew Chestnut, PhD, Latin American history and professor of religious studies, the cult of Santa Muerte is the single fastest growing new religious movement in the Americas. So just to let you know a little bit that I am getting my notes off of the Wikipedia, so I hold no owning for these for that credit or anything like that. This is just for educational purposes only. Thank you. So we get to the names of what they call her. Yes, that. Under the fair use of another author may make limited use of the original author's work without asking permission, pursuant to 17 U.S. Code 107, certain uses of copyrighted material for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, and including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research is not infringement of copyright. Thank you, person behind the camera. So, La Santa Muerte can be translated into English as either Saint Death or Holy Death. Although Professor of Religious Studies R. Andrew Chestnut believes that the former is a more accurate translation because it better reveals her identity as a folk saint. A variant of this is Santísima Muerte, which is translated as Most Holy Death or Most Saintly Death. Devotees often call her Santísima Muerte during their rituals. And Akash says Wikipedia is not subject to copyright. Yes. But I still want to say that because I don't how the censors are and stuff like that. They always want to censor us. So La Santa Muerte is also known by a wide variety of other names as the Skinny Lady or La Flaquita. Yes, that is actually true. A lot of people here in South Texas and everything like that, in the Rio Grande Valley, a lot of people, they do call her La Flaca or La Flaquita. So, yeah, that is true. Yes, yes. The Holy Death is equalizer, and she does accept it. She does accept everyone. I want to say that I don't personally make altars, or I respect. How could I say the religion of I respect how people her as a patron saint. I deem her a patron saint because without death there is no life. So I do have my respects for her and everything like that. I don't like how some people do use her for certain malicious intent. And that all falls on karma also because, if you use her for malicious intent, she will come for you. I know a lot of people that have tried to use her for malicious intent. They mess up and everything like that. They mess up their prayer or something. They don't give her offering, and they're either that or they're in a mental institute. So yeah, they call her La Flaca, and they also call her the Lady of Shadows, the White Lady, La Señorita Blanca. No, she doesn't. A lot of people. It depends on who you're talking to, right? So there are some people that they do say, oh well, she does help you with like malicious intent, because I do know a lot of brujas and brujos around here, and I've pretty much, I've seen them how they they use her for like I said, malicious intent. Like they want to get vengeance on somebody, or they want to put a curse on somebody. I mean, yes, we do laugh about the damn voodoo and everything like that, but I don't believe in a lot of things. I'm not a believer in a lot of things, but if you ask me about the patron saint of death or anything like that, like, yes, exactly. Psychomantium 13 does have a point there. She helps you with what you want as long as you give her what she wants, of course. And if you don't give her what she wants, it's your life that she takes. And I mean, even me, that, like I said, I told you, I don't believe in, voodoo. I don't believe in, all this witchcraft and everything like that. But you get something involved with the patron saint of death, that will. And we got a Harley Duncan says, Santa Muerta, I hold a deep respect for her in my. That's good. Good. I'm glad. And like I said, I respect her to the fullest. Like I said, I don't believe in this voodoo and all this, all this other stuff. But her, that's something that's very sacred to me and many other followers and stuff. It's called the respect and offering. Yes, it is. It is. And so yeah, but let's get reading some more about her. I mean, enough jibber jabber here about me and stuff. But anyhow, after the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire, the worship of death diminished but was never eradicated. Judith Katia Pedregon Castañeda, wow, that's a long name, has found references to dating to the 18th century Mexico. According to one account recorded in the what is it? Annuals? Sorry, I'm reading here, but the words are real small, but I think it says annals of the Spanish Inquisition. Indigenous people in central Mexico tied up a skeletal figure whom they addressed as Santa Muerte and threatened it with lashings if it did not perform miracles or grant their wish. Oh man. Yeah. I strongly suggest you do not do that kind of ritual there where you're demanding to her, because that is a big disrespect. So these people, they yeah, not to be confused with the anals. You had to come out with that, didn't you? I was trying not to. Because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No, there were a bunch of barbarians. To me, that don't, like I said, don't try to do what the Spanish Inquisition did. Like they tied up bones and stuff. And no, respect her. Another syncretism between pre-Columbian and Christian beliefs about death can be seen in Day of the Dead celebrations. Yes, El Día de los Muertos. During the celebrations, many Mexicans flock to the cemeteries to sing and pray for the friends and family members who have died. Children partake in the festivities by eating chocolate or candy in the shape of skulls. Predigon Castañeda, Thompson, Kingsbury, and Chestnut have countered the arguments proposed by the Malvido Lomnitz, and the God, man, they're giving me some hard words today. What the? Anyways, Santa Muerte's origins are not indigenous, suggesting that Santa Muerte derives from authentic indigenous beliefs. For Malvido, this stems from indigenous discourse of originating in the 1930s. Nevertheless, through Dude, what is up with these hard words? Ethonar. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Sorry, guys, but I'm not gonna read anything hard like that. That's just way too much words for me. Anyhow, work by Predigon Castañeda, proof has been established that there are clear links between Colombian death deity worship and the Santa Muerte supplications. As Kingsbury has pointed out, to deny the indigenous roots of Santa Muerte is to promote neo-colonism and denial in indigenous influences and cultures as important still in the current context. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that still say that doesn't exist, but I want to say yes, it does exist, and it is true, and there is a big following about it. And then Liz says, "Now you know how I feel when I talk about Russians." Yes. No, but the thing is that okay, I am Mexican and like there's a lot of stuff here that I can't pronounce it. That's the thing is that of course I can understand and you have trouble with Russian and like that, but when you're Mexican, it's like Brother Fang, fetch the comfy chair. Stephen P. Kitty Cat. This is why I just make things up. I know how to pronounce everything. Well, Stephen P. Kitty Cat, you're a cat. And Frank says it's that damn voodoo curse. Yeah. It's the yup. Yup. Alrighty then. Our Lady of the Holy Death is a personification of death. Unlike other saints who originated in Mexican folk Catholicism, Santa Muerte is not herself seen as a dead human being. She is associated with the healing, protection, financial well-being, and assurance of the path to the afterlife. Then Natalie says, I can't do Spanish. My tongue won't do right. Yeah, there's a lot of things that come with the tongue and everything like that, it's like you have to roll your R's and stuff like that, and it is kind of hard. But you know who me personally, I take the patron saint of death. I take it as okay. Remember back in the days of like Hercules and stuff like that, and Hades and stuff. Okay, to me, the patron saint of death was the one that was in the boat that would take the dead souls to either upstairs or down with Hades, with Zeus or Hades. That's who the patron saint of death to me was. But I don't know how many other people have, what rendition other people have, but that to me, that's where I found out about it. Anyhow, although there are other death saints in Latin America, such as San La Muerte, Santa Muerte is the only female saint of death in either of the Americas. Through early figures, the saints were male iconographically. Santa Muerte is a skeletal dressed in female clothes or a shroud and carrying both a scythe and a globe. Santa Muerte is marked out as female not by her figure, but by her attire and hair. Well, I don't think nobody's ever seen the Santa Muerte's hair. I mean, the people on here, if you're listening right now, if you're watching, let me know. Does the Santa Muerte have hair? Because I mean, I've never. I mean, according to photos and everything like that, the only thing I've seen was the hood over her, but I've never seen hair. I mean, could be, but no, I don't know. Anyhow, the two most common objects that the Santa Muerte holds in her hands is a globe and a scythe. Her scythe reflects her origins as the Grim Reaper, La Parca, or medieval Spain. So Harley Duncan says in voodoo, the saints of the Catholicism are synchronized to spirits that they Variate. Therefore, San Martin de Porres is synced with the Baron Semity, the keeper of the cemetery, whose face appears. Ah, okay, okay. And Natalie says, I think it depends on the depiction of her. I've seen both. Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, from what I've seen in photos and everything like that, like I've looked up, things about the Santa Muerte and everything like that, and I've never seen hair. I mean, I've only seen a hood. See right there, you see, like right there. I think that I didn't know that was hair. I thought that was part of like the hooded robe. But okay, okay. So anyways, where were we here? The scythe can symbolize the cutting negative energies or influences as a harvesting tool. A scythe may also symbolize hope and prosperity. The scythe has a long handle, indicating that it can reach anywhere. The globe represents death's vast power and domination over the earth, and may be seen as a kind of tomb which we will all return. So Natalie says, traditionally, I don't think she does. Right. But like I said, like, I mean, a lot of people have claimed that that she has hair and everything like that. But I mean, that's, I guess it goes according to what people believe in. So other objects associated with the Santa Muerte include scales and an hourglass, an owl, and an oil lamp. The scales allude to equity, justice, and impartially, as well as divine will. Hourglass indicates the time of life on earth, also belief that death is not the end, as the hourglass can be inverted to start over. The hourglass denotes Santa Muerte's relationship with the time, as well as the worlds above and below. Also symbolizes patience. An owl symbolizes her ability to navigate the darkness and the wisdom. The owl is also said to act as a messenger. A lamp symbolizes intelligence and spirit to the light to light the way through the darkness and ignorance and doubt. Owls in particular are associated with Mesoamerican death deities such as the Mitancluthi. Oh, that's a good one to study. And seen as evidence of continuity of death worship into Santa Muerte. Some followers of Santa Muerte most believe she is jealous and that her image should not be placed next to those of other saints or deities, or there will be consequences. Yeah, turn off this fan here real quick because it's getting too cold. I have heard that she is jealous, and I've heard that, don't yeah, I'm not going to pronounce that anymore, Psychomantium. So Santeria is very similar to voodoo, so that's cool and makes perfect sense. Yeah, see, because like I said, I've hung around with brujas and stuff, and I have been told that Santa Muerte does actually get jealous when you put her next to other saints, which is why you make her own. You make, I guess, in that you make her her own little, altar or temple, whatever you want to call it, and you give her your offerings and stuff like so and stuff. But yes, that concludes the Santa Muerta. Let's go to a commercial break real quick, shall we?
This is Mikey from Out of the Ordinary, and you're watching PBDC TV.
Oh, hi! First thing in the morning, when I'm listening to music and getting a little bit of time for some creepy research, I'm always representing with my PBDC merch. What a better way to have a cup of coffee in the morning.
Don't forget to check out our other cool merch at rootsbleedred.com. That's rootsbleedred.com.
This is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the show.
All right, Fluffosaurus, go back to your, your veranda down by the lake. I don't remember what that whole big fight was about, that conspiracy monkey and that hippopotamus. No, I'm just joking, but we're gonna talk about Jesus Malverde now. Malverde was possibly born as Jesus Juarez Mazo Campos, sometimes known as the Cuba Lord, Angel of the Poor, or the Narco Saint, is a folklore hero in the Mexican state of Sinaloa. And who comes from Sinaloa, people? We all know. He was a Yorome and Spanish heritage. He is the Robin Hood figure who was supposed to have stolen from the rich to give to the poor. He is celebrated as a folk saint by some in Mexico and the United States, particularly among the drug traffickers. Yes, and here, I don't know, Acá, I don't know if over there people go around wearing shirts of Malverde, but here in the Rio Grande Valley, we do have a lot of people that wear Malverde t-shirts. It's kind of like I guess I don't want to step out of boundaries, but I'm gonna. This is my comparison. Is I compare him to like something like Che Guevara or something like that. Thinking that Mikey just had a stroke. There is no Aka, only hexes. Well, bye, George. So the history of Jesus Malverde, the existence of Malverde is not historically verified. He is said to have been born Jesus Juarez Mazo, growing up under the rule of the Mexican dictator Porfirio Diaz, whose local supporter Francisco Cañedo ran Sinaloa. He is supposed to have become a bandit after the death of his parents, which he attributed to their poverty. During Valverde's youth, railroads arrived. He witnessed his community undergo rapid socioeconomic transformation. The profits of the hacienda agriculture was enjoyed by the few elite, while the vast majority of the population, the peasantry, faced even greater economic strain. Jesus Malverde is said to have been a carpenter, tailor, and a railway worker. It was not until his parents died of either hunger or crucible disease, I think that, or a curable disease, depend on the version of the story, that Jesus Malverde turned to a life of banditry. His nickname, Malverde, Evil Green, was given by his wealthy victims, deriving from association between green and misfortune. And so, according to mythology, Malverde's life, Cañedo derisively offered Malverde a pardon if he could steal the government's sword, or in some versions, his daughter. Oh, wow. The bandit succeeded, but this only pushed Cañedo, into hunting him down. He's supposed to have died in Sinaloa on May 3rd, 1909. Accounts of his death vary. In some versions, he was betrayed and killed by a friend. In others, he was shot on or hanged by local police. His body was supposed to have been denied proper burial, being left to rot in public as an example. So yeah, they according to them, according to historians and stuff, they killed him and stuff, and he didn't die a great death either. Feel bad for him because that to me, I don't know. I'm not condoning anything about, drug trade or anything like that. But the thing about, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, that is sort of, it's a toss on that. Yes, it is a terrible way to go. It's a toss up on it because, there are some people, that are very, they've been dealt the wrong hand or something like that, and they got to do what they got to do. But anyhow, Malverde wasn't too much of a good person either. If you do shit the way they did it, yeah. Anyhow, writer Sam Quinones says that there is no evidence that Malverde of the legend ever lived. So right now we don't think he actually existed, but the story probably emerged by mixing material from the lives of two documented Sinaloan bandits, Horacio Bernal and Felipe Bachomo. was betrayed and killed by former colleagues. Bachomo was an indigenous Indian rebel from northern Sinaloa who was captured and executed. So, a part of, Malverde and stuff like that, there is an actual cult that, that they actually worship Malverde. And I mean, I don't know if it's actually true, but when I go to Yerberias around here, I do see candles of him. And I don't know if I mean, this is, I don't mean to get into, all this, religious things, but I don't know if the Catholic diocese actually deemed him a patron saint or not. But I do see a lot of candles, and I do see a lot of people that do worship this guy. And so I'm going to get into that right now. Since Malverde's supposed death, he was earned a Robin Hood type image, making him popular among Sinaloa. Sinaloa's poor highland residents. His bones were said to have been unofficially buried by local people who threw stones onto them, creating a careen. Throwing a stone onto the bones was thus a sign of respect and gave the person the right to make a petition to his spirits. His earliest alleged miracles involved the return of lost or stolen property. His shrine in Culiacan, capital of Sinaloa, every year, on the anniversary of his death, a large party is held at Malverde's shrine. The original shrine was built over the 1970s amid much controversy, and a new shrine was built on nearby land. The original site, which became the parking lot, has since been revived, and it's an unofficial shrine with careens and offerings. So, Harley Duncan says we have a similar character in voodoo. He is called Baron Criminal. Okay. I'll have to look that up. Maybe one day I'll do a show about that. Thank you for, posting these things. I love, as much as I love to talk about things, I love learning from other people. It's very nice to learn all these different cultures and everything like that, because that's exactly what Out of the Ordinary is. It's not only, mysteries and stuff like that, but I like learning the mysteries of all these different other cultures, like all this other stuff, even though, I may not be a believer in it, but I do give the benefit of the doubt. So, and then Psychomantium says, one of the biggest misconceptions is that Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor. The reality is he stole from a tyrannical government who was overtaxing its people and gave back to them. Yes, exactly. So, anyhow, the outlaw image has caused him to be adopted as the patron. Okay, there we go. It says caused him as the patron saint of the region's illegal drug trade. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
The bodies of chaos are coming for you. The bodies of chaos are coming for you.
Good morning.
All right. Jeez, those chaos bunnies, man. Damn you, Grossman. Anyhow, they call him now the narco saint. However, intercessions is also sought by those who with troubles of various kinds. A number of supposed miracles have been locally attributed to him, including personal healings and blessings. According to Patricia Price, narco traffickers have strategically used Malverde's image as a generous bandit to spin their own images as Robin Hoods of sorts, merely stealing from the rich, addicted gringos, which I don't approve, and giving some of the wealth back to their Sinaloan hometowns. Which, no, no. In the form of schools, roads, improvements, and community celebrations. Yeah, I've been over there. I don't see a difference in it. But well, okay. Whatever you say, bucko. Anyhow, spiritual supplies featuring visage of Jesus Malverdes are available in the United States as well as in Mexico. They include candles, anointing oils, incenses, sach powders, bath crystals, soap, and lithograph prints suitable for framing. So, yeah, Malverde was something else, but I mean, then again, he could have been a myth, like they said. It could have been a myth, and it could have been just been based on somebody else. Like, of course, help me out here. What is it, like folk tale? I guess you want to say where you talk about something. It's not really. It's something based on something else, yet it all comes together as some kind of truth somehow. So, yeah, that's what I think Malverde was. I don't really think this guy existed per se. Yes, folklore. There we go. You got it, Hexes. There, folklore. Yes, he is more like a folklore character. I mean, who knows? But anyhow, that's all I got on Jesus Malverde, and that's all for the show. I'm glad y'all came. I'm glad you were here with me. We had some new people in here, and yeah, like I say always, stay out of the ordinary. Thank you. Good night.
This is Mr. Applewhite speaking. There is nothing wrong with your device. Join me here on Psycho Bunny DC. A delightfully dreadful consternation of horror content. Your head and free your mind.